Okay, hey y'all. I was waiting for the little light to come on. Tell me I'm recording. Um, I've got a couple of things I need your help with, and I finished the hat. So I only had to make three more. Of course, this is that blue Alliance brand pound of yarn, pound of love. I finished the skein off. There's only a very little left, and of course, you saw the green, and I finished that real strange blue color last night. It looks navy here, but it's not really. It's more of a subdued blue. Yeah, it's kind of a weird, kind of darkish teal color. Now, y'all hear a lot of crinkling because I have a problem. Now, as with all of you, I have lots of scraps left over sometimes from doing different projects. And most of the time, I'm usually able to use those scraps in something else. But I also use them for other things, like what I'm going to show you. 9 times out of 10, when I have a yarn scrap, I will do a square. Not just any square, lots of different kind of squares. And see, I have to pick one for Madonna, y'all, and I'm having problems. Because see, I have all these pretty little, this is a dark green and light green. It don't look it here, but that's what it is. And this is like, oh, that one came through loud and clear. Let's see, I have three of those. And then I have this just real pretty pink one. I think I used a really lightweight yarn on it, so it came out really pretty and dainty. Dainty. So that's just those. I have a few. So if you don't mind a little rattling, I need to show y'all so that I can decide which one to send for Madonna. Okay. Oh, left one. I'll get it back in later. All right. Here's the next bag. That's purple, dark purple with light purple, and the other side is just the green. No, it's blue, dark blue and light blue. Okay. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Because remember, not all of them are granny squares. Okay. I like to practice different squares. Now, here is one of Bag of Days squares that I practiced in a real pretty green. It's not showing up. It's a lot darker. It's real pretty. No, it's still not showing up. It's like a real bright green. I love that square. And then, of course, there's this little bitty window frame, window pane square that I was working on that I thought was really, really pretty. I did that one. And then I did this is another one that I've been practicing on, which is a lot different than ones I've done before. So it's, whoops, y'all see I don't sew my ends in all the time. But it's a real pretty one too. Now, y'all, it continues. Yeah, I had to do one in a blue. And I had to, oh, this is totally different. This is totally different. This one I kind of like because it's unusual. Don't ask where I found all these squares. They're everywhere, man. They're everywhere. And then I found this square, which I found in a book, which was really unique. This color right here is like a hot pink. It's not showing up. This is a gray. It is literally gray, and it's showing up blue. It's gray. My colors are so off. This is purple. This is gold. And this is black. I was trying to do a Mardi Gras one, y'all. I failed. I did this one. Like I said, I just like to try out different squares everywhere. Let me see where I can get it to where it's going to show the best. Ah, there we go. All right. Got Jane with Scraptastic Yarns up. I'm going to watch her after I finish this. And then I've got this, which I really like this square, by the way, y'all. And I think I got it in a book I bought. And then there's this one, which is a little different, but kind of the same. It's just a little different. And then I have this one. which if I'm not mistaken, this is the one I used to do the squares for my sister's blanket. The king size blanket, I think this is the squares for them. I'll know if this is the same one. Yeah, this is the squares I used to do hers. And y'all want to hear something funny? That was the teal color. Yeah, my colors are off on my computer screen today. So hang on, let me get all these back in. Even the big one. Because I don't like them to go flying everywhere. Alright. Yeah, I'm just going to stuff them because, you know, I can eventually straighten them out later. Alright, they're all in there. Alright. Y'all better keep track because one of these have got to go for Madonna's blanket. I hope one of them are 6 inches because if they're not, I got to come up with a whole new game plan. Here's one I really like. Don't y'all like that? I love that square, but of course I think that's much bigger than 6 inches. And then we have a pink one done that way, which I love. Hang on. That's the same one. That's the same one. Sometimes I get caught on a certain pattern and I like it so much, I try to find a color that it just pops with, and I'll do a whole bunch of them in that color. Now here's one in a peach, a Karen Simply Soft peach color, and it's like really loosey-goosey. And here it is in gold. Y'all know I fell in love with that gold color they have at Walmart. I love their gold color. The Walmart brand gold color. It's beautiful. Oh yeah, these are all the same. And then there's this little willow square, which is a bright green. And then a whole bunch of light green, mint green willow squares. And I've done a ton of them. So that's it. That's all my squares. Y'all now know my worst secret. I make squares. A lot of them. That's what I do with my scraps, is I make squares. Eventually, all of these squares will add up to a blanket. Of course, I want them all to be about the same size. So, they may turn into Afghans or scrap gans or whatever y'all want to call them, but they'll all be in a blanket. And, hang on. I love these little bags you get whenever you get like a mattress set or sheet set or something. Yeah, those little bags come in so handy. But that's what I do with my scraps, y'all. My camera is just so far off tonight. It's just not focusing right, if you know what I mean. It's kind of like a fuzzy. Y'all let me know if it records that fuzzy, because that's not good. Now, all of y'all liked my story about my brother and wondered if he ever does stuff like that now. Every once in a while, yeah. I remember one time, okay, I will have to admit, I liked a lot stock car racing, NASCAR. Back when Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott and all of them were racing, and those of you who are too young to remember who these people are, that's okay. It's not necessarily about the race itself, it's about what happened at the racetrack. Okay, I went to one Mother's Day, because they usually do not race on Mother's Day weekend. That's just that was their dead set rule. They would not, race on Mother's Day because it was, to them, that was the day to pay homage to their mamas and and everything like that. And back then they were real big into that family tradition and all that other stuff. Well, one year Talladega got rained out, and the only weekend that was available was Mother's Day weekend. So they rescheduled the race for Mother's Day weekend. Well, the person who was going with my dad couldn't go. I went. Yeah. This is camping at the below poverty level extreme, y'all. This is drunk people getting on four-wheelers in the middle of the night and racing around the track. Yeah, this is really interesting camping. So we get there the next day and we get up at the bleachers and I've got my sunscreen on and we're with a friend of ours named Jeff. Now, Jeff is a redhead, so he's real fair skinned and he tends to burn real easy. So a friend of ours who was up there gave him what she thought was sunscreen. It wasn't. No. It was tan accelerator. Y'all, by the time, because if any of y'all know how long a NASCAR race lasts, it's about a 4 hour to 5 hour long extravaganza. That boy was out in that sun for that long with that tan accelerator on. He kept getting redder and redder and more red. By the time we left, he was that color right there. Literally. He hurt so bad, we had to help him climb down the bleachers. And the only reason I find it funny now is because he turned to that girl and he goes, I never knew sunscreen could do that to you. She goes, I didn't either. So she picks up the bottle of sunscreen she gave me. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. It was tan accelerator. And we all just went, oh my gosh. Because he's another one like my brother. Weird things happen around them. Just to them and around them. You just can't explain it. People would not believe you if you wrote this in a book. They literally wouldn't because it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it happened. The only reason I'm laughing now is because it took him forever to get over that sunburn, but he eventually got over it. And now he takes his own sunscreen with him everywhere he goes. Yeah. So he learned a good lesson. And he married a girl who made sure he put sunscreen on everywhere he goes. So, hang on. Ooh, one of my hats fell. Okay. So I just wanted to tell y'all that quick story because it just struck me as funny the other day. I was sitting there and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to tell them about that one. But I know several. Okay. I'm going to tell you one more. And this is about me, not about anybody else. Well, my daughter. When I got pregnant with my daughter, I was a single woman. Her dad was a twin. He was, him and his twin were identical. Hold on just a second. Okay. My dog just looked out the window like there was somebody there, so I wanted to go check if somebody was there before I continued this story, because this is one of those that if they put it in a movie, you'd get up and leave the movie because you'd say they just, you can't make this stuff up. And I found that reality is like, okay, different tangent. Reality is a lot like that. You can't make stuff up that happens to you. So I had my daughter and I raised her as a single mother. I just took care of her, got jobs, paid the rent, did the work, did what I had to do. He occasionally paid child support when he felt like it, that kind of thing. So when she was about, I don't know, 9 or 10, her uncle, my brother, was getting married. And he was marrying a little girl down in Crystal Springs, which is down from Jackson, Mississippi. And we were all invited to go meet her family for a dinner, like a cookout, so that we'd all get a chance to hang around each other and get to know each other and, that kind of thing. So both the families would be comfortable with each other before the wedding, because the wedding was going to be a nice church wedding. So it was important that all of us got along and nobody threw shade and all that other stuff. Because trust me, there's a lot of shade to be thrown. Just joking, not really. Not on her side of the family. Occasionally on mine. So we were there and I was sitting down and I was enjoying myself and I was talking to her daddy and just getting along so well with him. And talking to her sister, and then her other sister and brother-in-law came in and put their chairs down and started to introduce themselves. And I just sat there like, oh, okay. I got up, I went into the house where my sister-in-law, soon to be sister-in-law, was. I asked her, what is his last name? She said, whose? And I said, and I looked to the side, and there was one of his business cards sitting there, and it had the name on it. And I was like, who is he to you? And she goes, oh, that's my brother-in-law. And I said, well, your brother-in-law is my daughter's uncle. That's right. It was his identical twin. Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, I'm inside completely like a squirrel running around, 100 miles an hour. On the outside, I'm doing okay. Nobody's seeing how freaked out I am, but I am totally freaked out. So she asked me again, and she said, are you sure? I said, oh, yeah. He has an identical twin, his name, and I gave her his name. She goes, oh, Lordy. So she got up and went outside and got her sister, who was married to him. Brought her inside, told her. And she goes, oh, that's his daughter? And I said, no, it's his twin's daughter. He's her uncle. And she goes, oh, my gosh. So she went outside and got him. And he came in, and they told him, and he was like, really? He goes, I didn't know he had, she was there. And he said he never told us about, the DNA test, which of course I had done because I knew who my baby's daddy was. So yeah, I had to leave the kitchen area and go out front, away from where my daughter and the other kids were, so we could talk about what was going on. My daughter was real, I don't know, close to me when she was growing up. We could read each other's moods and stuff like that. It was uncanny. We had a really good ability to know when something was going on with each other. So all of a sudden she comes running up and she goes, Mama, are you okay? I said, yeah, baby, I'm fine. And she goes, okay, I'm gonna go play. I'm like, okay, bye. And he said, her uncle turned to me and said, she looks like us. I was like, yeah, she doesn't favor me. No. I wish she did, but no, she favored him. But that's okay because she's a beautiful girl. So, long story short, that's how my daughter met her uncle. And that's how I knew my daughter was going to be related to both the bride and the groom. Yeah. Funny how things work out that way, isn't it? Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. Truth is way stranger to fiction. Now, gotta go watch some Scraptastic Yarn. But I also watch Crochet A and Left is Right Crochet. Like them both. Love both their channels. Y'all go check them out. It's crochet and then an EH. That's her channel. I like both of them. I like hers and the Left is Right Crochet because they both come across, they're really sweet girls. And yes, I call them girls. They're younger than me. So you're a girl. Actually, you're women, but I'll call, yeah. You're about my daughter's age. And I think that's about it. So let me know in the comments which square you think is best for Madonna, or if I need to find another one. And if I do find another one, then I'll have to update y'all on that. But I got to find one that's exactly 6 inches, and I'm going to find one. And I want it to be special. I want it to be as special as she is. So just giving y'all heads up. If y'all saw one you really liked, let me know. Now, I haven't seen Linda on. I wonder if she's been on lately. Anyway, I saw Madonna earlier. You guys, Granny Day, you kill me, by the way. You are such a mess. You are so funny. So funny. Y'all, I can't remember the name of her channel. I know it's something like Knit, Pearl, and Squirrel with Granny D. But I do know Granny D is in it, and so is Squirrel and Knit. That's about all I remember. But it's a great channel. I think if you type in Granny D, you might be able to find her. That's D-E-E. I'm really kind of wondering if she found any more of those postcards. Maybe she'll let us know. And again, if you have a channel and I haven't called you out or given you a shout out, please, please, please leave me a note in the bottom, because if I don't see the comment, I won't know. I'm like hopeless when it comes to some of this stuff. But if you leave me a comment, I will go and I will check out your channel. It took me forever to go check out Be Wound with April Lee, but I did check her out. So, y'all, Crochet A, got a shout out from Seta. Seta! But guess what? Yarn Joy subscribed to my channel. I'm so excited! I watched her thing too. I love that giraffe she's working on. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute. She's just so gifted, y'all, with that amigurumi stuff. She just blows me away. I couldn't do it. Lord bless her. She's got way more patience than I do. Yeah, I don't have that kind of patience anymore. Although I do to untangle my yarn, which is kind of weird, isn't it? Never mind. Another tangent. Y'all see how I get. All right, it's getting late in the evening, as y'all can tell, because my overhead light's out on right now, and it makes weird shadows on my face. I can put my hair back maybe and get a little more. Yeah. Now my hair's gonna do what my hair's gonna do. It always has. All right, y'all, be good. Have a blessed evening. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll talk to y'all later.